Exciting news from Elon Musk and SpaceX. They've successfully met all the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, requirements for Starship's Flight 2. This is a significant step in the development of SpaceX's ambitious Starship project, which aims to revolutionize space travel. Let's dive into the details of this milestone and what it means for the future of space exploration. But before we go any further, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's get started. The FAA recently wrapped up its investigation into Starship's first flight back in April. They said SpaceX needed to make 63 fixes before getting new flight permits. But here's the twist. The permits haven't been given yet, even though Starship is ready on the launch pad. Many thought Starship might not fly this month. But Elon Musk steps in. He shared a list of those 63 fixes. And guess what? SpaceX has already completed 57 of them. That's right, in just over 4 months. Now that's some speedy work. These fixes cover various areas, like the booster, Raptor engines, and super heavy components. They've even made changes to the launch pad and tank farm. One example is increasing the fire suppression system's capacity by 15 times. With SpaceX's incredible team, it looks like Starship is on its way to Mars. So, will it be a showdown or a smooth flight? We're about to find out. First off, SpaceX's tech wizards have beefed up engine protections and added fancy control systems to keep an eye on propellant leaks. Elon Musk had already hinted that they needed to tweak the booster protections for the super heavy prototype. It's like fine-tuning your car to make it run smoother. And here's the big one. They've supersized the fire suppression system by 15 times. Safety first, right? Now let's talk launch pad drama. After Starship's liftoff on April 20th, things got a bit wild. Concrete bits flew up, and dust reached nearby towns. So SpaceX is bringing in a water deluge system to cool things down and prevent any more concrete launches. Safety upgrade. Out of the 63 actions needed, SpaceX has aced 57 of them. The final 6 will have to wait until the third launch because they involve parts that can't be swapped out right now. But we also got some juicy details about the April 20th flight. It lasted around 237 seconds, and Starship reached a whopping 39 kilometers before, well, a little explosion. Don't worry, it was all part of the plan. An autonomous flight safety system made sure things didn't go south and pose risks to folks on the ground. The trouble? Propellant leaks and engine fires on the booster caused some hiccups. But Starship kept going up, and the safety system did its thing, albeit a bit slower than expected. The key to Starship's success lies in its special Raptor engine. This isn't your ordinary rocket engine. It's a powerful and efficient methane-fueled engine with full-flow staged combustion. In the past, SpaceX used simpler engines, but they wanted engines that could be reused more often. That's why they made the switch to the Raptor engine, even though it's a bit more complex. This engine does some clever things to be super efficient. It uses super-chilled propellant to cool the combustion chamber and recycles gases to boost its performance. And the best part, it runs on clean-burning methane, which is way better for the environment compared to the sooty kerosene used in their older engines. So the Raptor engine is the secret that makes Starship powerful and eco-friendly. Of those 6 remaining items on the checklist, 5 are related to the engine and its parts. We're talking about stuff like igniter seal designs, oxygen valves and seals, hot gas manifolds, and avionics. Musk even talked about the hot gas manifold after the April test flight. It's like a mixmaster for fuel and oxygen. Leaky gas seals used to be a headache for SpaceX, but they upgraded them for the Raptor engines. Leaks can be a big no-no for rockets. To stay safe, they're adding more methane sensors, designing parts to catch any leaks, and adding sensors for pump temperature. It's all about improving safety and performance. So let's get into it. Back in April, Starship took its maiden voyage. But things didn't go as planned. One of the issues was the rocket's gimballing system. It didn't quite perform up to par. But don't worry, SpaceX is on it. They're now lubricating the full gimbal assembly, ensuring smoother moves for the next flight. Now let's talk about that checklist. SpaceX had 63 things to fix after that test flight, and they've aced a whopping 57 of them. But what about the last 6? Well, those are all about dealing with engine leaks. You see, the Raptor engine they're using is a bit trickier, but it's worth it for its power and efficiency. In the past, SpaceX used engines with simpler designs, but they needed a change to make them more reusable. So, they switched to the Raptor. This engine is a beast. It cools its combustion chamber with super chilled propellant and recycles gases to boost performance. Plus, it runs on clean burning methane, which is a game changer compared to the sooty kerosene they used before. SpaceX has been hard at work upgrading its Starship rocket for its next big test flight. They've made some significant changes to make sure everything goes smoothly. Now, let's break down those 6 remaining items on the checklist. SpaceX is leaving no stone unturned to ensure safety and top-notch performance. Leaky gas seals used to be a headache for SpaceX, but not anymore. They've upgraded them for the Raptor engines, making leaks a thing of the past. They've also added more methane sensors, designed parts to catch any leaks, and put in sensors for pump temperature. It's all about staying safe and improving performance. Next up, they've replaced parts like manifolds, flanges, and valves. These may sound like technical jargon, but they're important components that help the rocket function properly. Think of them as the rocket's internal organs. If they're in good shape, the rocket can perform at its best. But what's even more fascinating is the addition of over 90 cameras to monitor the rocket. It's like having a whole army of vigilant eyes keeping watch. These cameras are there to spot any leaks in the rocket. Leaks can be a big problem during a flight, so having so many cameras on the lookout is a smart move. Now let's talk about fire safety. Engine bay fires have been a concern during earlier Starship test flights. But SpaceX has taken this seriously and redesigned the fire suppression system. They've beefed it up by 15 times. That means they're super prepared to handle any unexpected fiery situations. Safety is a top priority. Now, what's left before the big launch? SpaceX needs to get a launch license from the FAA. This is essential to ensure the safety of the public and the environment. To do this, they have to complete all the necessary safety checks and environmental assessments. Once everything is in order, they can submit an application for the license modification. But when will this all happen? Well, space timelines can be a bit unpredictable. The original launch license took about a month to get approved, but that doesn't mean it will be the same this time. However, if everything goes smoothly, we might just see the rocket take off by the end of this month. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for a successful launch.